I must sincerely apologize. I hit start stream and I got distracted. Camera working? Everything on? Excellent. How's the audio? Check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Properties. Global settings. Okay. Um. What am I missing here? That's right. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Maybe I should fix that though. Okay. Okay. Still not quite closing fast enough. Check. Check, check. Check, check. Why is it still registering? Check. 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 Still picking up my clacks. Let's turn that down a little bit. Honestly, probably good enough. Good enough. Let me double check how that sounds for a second. Okay. Clicking now. Listening back. Double checking all the. I just noticed my audio was off yesterday. Darn. Still coming through. I don't like that. I don't like that. down a little. Why is that still... Better? Hello, hello? Alright, you know what? I'll fuck with that more later. I mean, now is kind of the best time, but... Alright, well, whatever. Whatever. At least the audio levels sound okay. I'm trying to remove that. I like my clicky keyboard, but I don't want it to come into the mic. I might just have to get a better mic, like, eventually. We'll get an audio condenser and everything. Not alcohol, orange soda. Not that I haven't had alcohol on stream before, but... Alright. Let us begin. Unstable. Keyframe interval too high. I don't think it is. I checked back my stream, and it looked perfectly smooth. So, my stream from yesterday. So I don't think it is unstable. I don't know why Twitch is telling me that it's unstable. What is this? Oh, weird. Llama, are you in chat? Sorry, I was looking at something. Okay. Let's pull this back up. Multi-stream chat is up. Alright. What do we do first? Let's do a, yeah, fuck it, let's push ourselves into Plat. I said we were going to do some Operation Storm today, so we'll do that. We'll push ourselves into Plat before we do some I want to test the hell in Operation Storm. Let's realize. There we go. Any second now. I don't know where that ambient sound is coming from. Because I do have noise gate. Oh, I just realized. My desktop audio was not on. Whoopsies! Inferno, Defender, Medium Attacker, Light Attacker, Ultra Heavy Attacker, Data Terminals, Launch Keys. Fuck it.
Pilot proceeding on board.
I think I can get away with something pretty silly. Because yesterday, also that pattern, sick as fuck. I found that immediately after I got off last night, and I was like, gotta get it. I had enough points where I didn't have to spend any money. I had enough points for it.
Pilot sync
I don't
rate
understand
stable.
why
Light bridge initiated.
is it that my face
Obtain
is
launch
up
keys from 3 data terminals to restart the rocket launch. A key will periodically be generated at one of 3 data terminals. Obtain and upload the keys to launch site before Windrose.
I'd like to figure that out. The answer to that.
Hell! Let's do this!
Yeah, it's still showing us in the corner.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy.
Oh, that.
Objective. Secure
Lightning
and
is.
submit keys to the central launch site.
Could be.
Key generates at point A in 60 seconds.
Welcome to Light Show, boys. Yeah, get zapped, idiot. Okay, enough of this.
Weapon not ready.
Well, I'm out of, well, we'll go this way.
Stigo! Ready to hold down the front line.
Oh, he's
Inferno!
disrupting my targeting. That's what he did. Tired of this. Leave a stun behind.
Energy low. Intercept now.
Let's go get the key.
Tricera, holding down the front.
Nice try, buddy.
Skyraider here. The sky is ours.
I am going to shut you down. I am letting you go anywhere. Ooh. Oh, the aircraft shut me down. Ouch, I got stunned. Damn.
Key generates at point B in 30 seconds.
Fucked him up, though.
Ejection sequence.
Almost had him. Oh, of course it was the Sky Raider. Because I got stuck
Enemy
in my
down.
positioning.
Ready for deployment.
This guy over here is gonna be annoying. It's alright, I'll deal with him.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy. At point B.
Shouldn't have let him distract me in the first place.
Combat zone.
Oh.
Ready to hold down the
You're in trouble. You're in big trouble, buddy.
enemy
Yep,
down.
big trouble.
Assist. Warning. Assist. Warning. You are leaving combat. Trixera. Holding down the front. Energy low.
I was a Falcon too. Oh, of course you would be.
Energy low. Key secure.
Nice.
Provide cover. Insufficient engine output. Energy low. Point A in 30 seconds. Stabilizing.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that trick.
Enemy down. Key generated.
Fuck off with that. Can't lock me while I'm disguised.
Warning. Enemy secure key. Intercept now.
Get that key.
Falconeer, the sky is ours.
Weapon not ready.
Trixera, holding down the front.
Key generates at point offline.
Yeah, fuck you.
Enemy down.
People are starting to figure out how my mech works. I'm getting higher up in the ranks though, so that's to be expected. And I was the one who decided not to play, so we don't have to.
Double kill.
But that's fine.
Assist energy low. Unavailable. Key generated at point B.
Sky Raider here. The sky is ours.
Assist.
Oh man.
All storm. Weapon not ready. Assist. Energy low.
Trixera, holding down the front.
Key generates at point A in 30 seconds. Obtaining key.
Inferno, about to lay down the barrage.
Goodbye!
Energy low. Key generated at point A.
Better go get that key.
Transmitted personnel.
Yeah, circling me ain't gonna work, bud. I can maintain an infinite lock-on with my drones.
Energy low.
There is no escaping my lasers.
Key generates at point C in 30 seconds. Assist. Inferno! About to lay down the barrage. Obtaining key.
Go get that key.
Key secured. Deliver to central launch site. Energy low. Energy low.
I am the hero of this tale. Let's go.
Victory!
Yeah, MVP! Let's go!
Warning.
I am the hero of this tale.
MVP. Thanks for falling for Hell's magic tricks.
I don't know why those insignias look so bad for me for some reason. Yeah, top assault and best tactic. Let's go. Oh, one more kill than me, crazy. Yeah, I trounced everybody in damage, except for Hurricane over here. He did pretty good. Ah. I'll give him a kudos as well. I wonder. Does that help? Is that better? A little bit? A little bit. Yeah, maybe I just need a better green screen. Better lighting. We'll see. I'll worry about that later. Alright. Yeah. Haven't used that one yet. Here we go. 50,000, huh? Damn. $150,000 mission tokens. It's crazy. That's a lot of mission tokens. Yeah, I at least want the villain helm. I dislike how it, like, changes my hair color. The villain helm's funny. I was thinking about also making a male pilot, and maybe I'll just put the villain helmet on him. Also, I'm kind of tempted to get... this. These eyes are pretty cool. Do like those. Alright. Let's get back in. Back in we go.
Tricera, ready to strike. Falcon, ready to strike. Stego, ready to strike. Panther, ready to strike. Narukami, ready to strike.
Okay. Right extractors? Yeah.
Pilot proceeding on board.
Also one that is... the hell is exceptionally good at. This one.
Injecting coaxium particles.
Laser light show.
Pilot sync
What are you
rate
gonna do?
stable. Might bridge initiated.
Nothing.
Diffuse all Corite extractors deployed by Thea's Vanguard. They will release Corite haze if not deactivated in time. Stop them before it's too late.
Hell! Let's do this!
If Naya watches this,
Hell!
On the way at
Ambushing
work
and
tomorrow.
crippling the enemy.
I know she's gonna say something like, "How dare you bite your
Objective.
dog?"
Dismantle Corite extractors to prevent Corite pulse storm. Camo drone will soon go fire control system unlocked.
Nope. There we go.
Corite extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
bitch.
Assist.
Nice.
Core extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Energy low. Core extractor dismantled. Core extractor deployed.
Oh,
Unavailable.
Stego, ready to hold down the front line.
Energy low. Stabilizing. Enemy
fuck off.
down. Chloride extractor dismantled by enemy.
Tricera, holding down the front.
Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Chloride extractor. Enemy down. Stabilize. Dismantling Chloride extractor. Unavailable. Chloride extractor deployed.
Extractor, destroy it.
Enemy down.
Narukami, moving in to give some cover.
get melted.
Double kill.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Insufficient engine output.
Panther, diving into ambush.
Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds.
Is there nobody there?
Chloride extractor dismantled by enemy.
Ah, oh, track. It was too late.
Stabilizing.
Tricera, holding down the front.
That can't fight.
Stego, ready to hold down the front line.
Chloride extractor dismantled by enemy.
Oh man. Can't believe we're letting them get away with that.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Energy low. Chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Chloride extractor deployed.
Extractor, destroy it.
Unavailable.
Narukami, moving in to give some cover.
Ah! I thought I could get him before he got me. I was wrong.
Initiating ejection sequence.
I'm still doing absurd damage. Alright, welcome to keeping up with me.
Enemy down. Ready for deployment.
As expected of a welcome.
Hell, ambushing and crippling the enemy.
Fire control system unlocked. Chloride extractor dismantled. Energy low. Stabilizing. Chloride extractor deploys in 10 energy low. Chloride extractor deployed. Energy low. Weapon not ready. Enemy down. Double kill. Chloride extractor dismantled. Stabilizing. Energy low.
Tricera, holding down the front.
Large chloride extractor deploys in 10 seconds. Assist. Large chloride extractor deployed. Energy low. Unavailable. Assist. Large.
Nice.
Victory.
I think I did good. Not quite MVP, but I did well.
Chloride extract. MVP.
Really?
Yeah,
Falcon?
useless to run when Falcon eyes ya.
Top assault, top finisher. Let's go. Did this well. 3 dismantles, 3 dismantles. 9 assists, yeah. Nice. Just for 6-9, I'll give you that. Platinum. Yeah, not good at air combat. Agreed. But I don't need to be. I can attack you from anywhere. It is indeed difficult to fight in the air, but not impossible. Oh yeah, let's see. Where are my mods? I thought I had enough of that, but apparently not. Oh, I have enough of this. Wait, I don't have many of those. Oh, I can just sell these? Oh, hell yeah. Can I... Can't, like, bulk select? Nope. Yeah, I don't need these blue ones. Well... Hold on, before I start doing all that. What do these do? Interesting. Put that on my dude. Paint job, what? Huh, interesting. I can paint my cargo rockets? The hell? That's cool. Mods. Physical defense. My ballistic defense needs work. Oh, and physical defense. No ballistic defense? I don't have any ballistic defense. Man, no ballistic defense up. None. No, that puts my ballistic down. You know what? That'll work. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, worth it. Oh, yeah, I don't want those. I don't need those. Not that one. Put that on as well. Not take effect in ranked mode. Gotcha. Let's see. Oh, melee delay? I don't have melee. Yeah. I don't have any purples for here. Lock range. I do want lock range. That's less of an issue because I can shoot around corners. Not a problem. Critical size, lock on speed. So many blues. Let's get rid of the... I only have 9 of these. Need one more green. Okay, I'll sell all this. Let's, I don't have enough. God damn it. I don't have enough Mash Mac Delition mission tokens. Alright. Operation Storm. Let's go. Let's get in this shit. Let's get it good. Get it going. Unavailable. Why? What those do? Squad required, yeah. Yeah, man, if only my boys were on. Only 2 extractions? Yeah, definitely have to make sure I can drop my own extractions. Alright. get it going. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Go. A lot of versatility, and with being able to bounce shit off, especially on those like the drilling rigs, being able to bounce all my lasers off all the enemies, that'll be really helpful. Attacking people from around corners and shit. Yeah, plus I have defense against, or an ability, or ways to escape flying enemies and also deal with them. Take them out. I have a defense against melee combatants. Missing strikers and assist pilot status.
Ready to strike. Pilot proceeding on board. Injecting coaxium particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind bridge initiated. Hell! Let's do this!
No.
Eliminate enemies in each area. Earn mission points. Activate extraction points. And obtain supplies.
Man, I did not start out in a great place.
High priority target confirmed. Engage now.
There we go. Gotta be real close to these things. I just don't want to break the forest. Surviving pilot confirmed. Nice. Oh, he's an enemy? What the hell?
Firestorm right.
Ow. Ridiculous. Oh.
Stabilizing. Fire thumb out. Fire thumb right. Unavailable. Unavailable.
Energy. Special weapon. Okay. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Stabilizing.
Oh, an Alphard. Ooh, out. Ooh. I didn't realize you could do that. Go look at the Alphard's abilities more.
Unavailable. Stabilizing.
Bad news for me. How many of those you got, my dude? Ah, man. Damn, the Alphard kicked my ass. I didn't realize it had those. Mission failed.
Mission failed.
No revives? that you could call in a, Did they remove that so you can't call in a, Unavailable? Why is it unavailable? Summoning beacon, yeah. Why is that unavailable? Co-op summoning beacon, and just the summoning beacon is just unavailable? Why is it unavailable? I'm Googling. Huh. So it's bugged. Well, that's gay. Well, maybe I should try restarting the game. Because I should be able, unless I'm just out of summoning beacons. No, but I should be able to use it. That doesn't make any sense. There's no, you don't run out of those. That's not. Well, that's annoying. Huh. Yeah, that does seem like a pretty solid one. All right. Well, too bad, so sad. If that shit's bugged right now, then there's no point in me trying the hell. Just getting evaporated. Might as well run Elysinus if I'm going to be doing Storm, and I don't want to do that right now. So, let's do Arena. wish I had some
Welkin,
whiskey.
ready
but I
to
do not.
strike. Narukami, ready to
So-
strike.
Root beer will do. Ah, somebody's playing Welkin.
Pilot proceeding
Nice.
on board.
It's gonna be a sweet. This is gonna be downright bullying.
Injecting Coaxium particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind bridge initiated.
I had a chicken sandwich for dinner. Chips and dip, pup.
Hell! Let's do this!
I wish I had some more food, but I don't feel like making food.
Hell!
Alright.
Ambushing and crippling
Air
the
fry some
enemy.
wings real quick.
Fire control system. Objective.
Perfect.
Destroy all enemy units and claim victory. Heavy weapon engine charging. First kill. Assist. Unavailable.
Welkin, ready to pick off some stragglers.
Heavy weapon engine charging. Weapon not ready.
Oh, that Tanaka is gonna piss me off.
Stabilizing. Target required.
Like, wait a minute, it's doing me? Oh, I almost had him. I almost had both of them simultaneously. So much
Enemy
damage.
down.
So much damage. It's ridiculous.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy. Assist.
Welcome to the light show, boys.
Enemy down. Heavy weapon engine charging.
You made a mistake stepping into my arena.
Double kill. Enemy forces are advancing.
Welkin, ready to pick off some stragglers.
You made a mistake stepping
Victory.
into my arena. This is my arena. Welcome to the light show.
Thanks for falling for Hell's magic tricks.
Yeah, welcome putting the work, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That Panaka absorbed a lot of damage. So did their Welkin. They had a Welkin. I swear they started as Illuminate, but I'm probably delusional. I know there's nobody in chat right now, so nobody will respond, but I'm curious. Something I've considered, or I was thinking about today mostly. I think I've considered it once before, but perhaps mixing gameplay streaming with like reaction content, because I can do something like this. Get rid of that. Right, get rid of the starting screen for a second. Put this up. Oh wait, no, instead of doing that, hold on. We could do this one. No, wait, I'll have to make a different scene for this. Probably. Oh. Wait, of course. Hold on. Source. Oh wait. Hold on. Do I already have a source for this? I might. No, I don't. Okay. I really should redo my whole setup. VTube support. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Alright, yeah, we'll leave that. Let them sit on that for a second. Add source. Add source. Oh, that's what that is. Nope, that's not what I want. Add source. Sorry, I know the... Okay, hold on. I'll fuck with this in a second.
Active. Destroy all enemy units and claim victory.
Same map, huh?
Stabilizing. Heavy rocket engine charging. Assist. Assist.
Ooh, I got killed. Yeah. Yeah, I should have known that was gonna get me killed. He was right behind
Enemy
me.
down.
Darn.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy.
Assist. Heavy rocket engine charging.
Aquila, ready to provide aerial cover.
Assist.
Here we go.
Enemy down. Assist.
Got the big damage.
Heavy rocket engine charging.
Yeah, there it is. Get out of here.
Victory.
They thought they could play with me. Nah, I was playing with them. Cheers.
MVP.
Thanks for falling for Hell's magic tricks.
Yeah. Cheers. You tried your best, sir. You tried your best. But with me in the arena, you might be able to heal everybody, but not fast enough. Eventually, one of you's going down, and you're gonna run out of drones. I do too much damage to too many people simultaneously. It's kind of ridiculous. One might say it's retarded. This mech goes stupid. So dumb. Such a stupid mech. Such a stupid mech. This is such a stupid mech. I fucking love it. Yeah, I think I think Lumba's gonna like the Alphard. Alright, let's fuck with this. What? No. What is that? Properties. Interesting. Oh, it shows that. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it should be showing Crunchyroll. Yep. Okay, cool. So that's not what we're gonna watch. YouTube was trying to do this one, but you can't see. Come here. Over here. Thank you. Block. What's going on here? There we go. Ah, no. I wanted to watch that one. Oh, there's me. Hey, look. There's me. 6 hours ago. What is this? Yeah.
We are definitely all living through a very strange period of time. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which admittedly will probably be a little bit less jovial than you're used to, just a reminder again that I am currently running a 50% off sale on my tea website for 3 flavors that will be expiring at the end of November, although tea doesn't really expire. So if you are not put off by that and you would like a box, the tea is still perfectly fine. Use the code WeDon'tWaste for 50% off. And if you are somebody who has a restaurant or a cafe or a little coffee shop, or if you have a church or you work for a church or do some work with a church or a homeless shelter or whatever, please reach out to me because I have been giving no strings attached tea to these kind of organizations because I don't want to waste and I don't want to throw tea away. So I actually started writing this video a couple weeks ago before I went on my little family holiday, but it is a topic that I've wanted to address for quite some time, but never felt like I had the right way of describing my thoughts and feelings here. And I'm not suggesting that I've finally gotten that correct in this video, but I'm gonna take a run at it anyway because I think a lot of this probably needs to be said. So back towards...
Oh, no. Shit. Not what I meant to do.
The 12-year-old girl. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which admittedly will probably be a little bit less jovial than you're used to, just a reminder again that I am currently running a 50% off sale on my tea website for 3 flavors that will be expiring at the end of November, although tea doesn't really expire.
For now,
so if you are not put off by that and you would like a box, the tea is still perfectly fine. Use the code WeDon'tWaste for 50% off. And if you are somebody who has a restaurant or a cafe or a little coffee shop, or if you have a church or you work for a church or do some work with a church or a homeless shelter or whatever, please reach out to me because I have been giving no strings attached tea to these kind of organizations because I don't want to waste and I don't want to throw tea away. So I actually started writing this video a couple weeks ago before I went on my little family holiday, but it is a topic that I've wanted to address for quite some time, but never felt like I had the right way of describing my thoughts and feelings here. And I'm not suggesting that I've finally gotten that correct in this video, but I'm gonna take a run at it anyway because I think a lot of this probably needs to be said. So back towards the end of August, when I first took a run at articulating my thoughts about this, I wrote about the 12-year-old girl in Dundee, Scotland, who defended her sister and herself against 2 gypsy migrants from Bulgaria. Now, at the time when that story was breaking, people were trying to cast all the blame on the girls involved, especially after the cops threw them under the bus, and the primary agitator, a man named Ali Dumana, claims that he never touched them or attacked them like the girls were asserting, as you can hear in the clip that went viral. But eventually, the migrants ended up being arrested. This happened after the girls claimed that one of them was concussed after being assaulted by Dumana and either his sister or wife. It's actually a little bit confusing which, but I think it's his wife. Although with these sorts of people, she could be both. Just a little sprinkling of incest there. Anyway, this story really distressed me. Like, I'm sure it distressed a lot of you. And for me, I hate these stories that concern young kids and young people because they shouldn't have to grow up feeling afraid. But it also sparked a national and international conversation about migrant crime in
There we
general.
go.
So I wasn't surprised at all to see people painting the 12-year-old as some sort of Braveheart type. But then, only a short time later, the harrowing footage of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zrutska went viral, showing her being brutally stabbed to death and left to bleed out on the floor of a train car in North Carolina,
Triple kill.
while bystanders did nothing.
That's a whole
And
goddamn
these
team.
haunting photos of her face circulated for days. And what struck me here, and a lot of other people I'm sure, was that these cases exposed a deeper failure, not
Yeah.
just of immigration policies that allow violent foreign offenders to walk among us, but of a justice system and officials who seem more concerned with the optics and their own political agendas than protecting vulnerable people and their own citizens. Yes, Irina was a migrant, but a law-abiding, contributing one, the kind most people are happy to live alongside. And our system still failed her, in the same way that it fails native-born citizens in Western countries every single day. When people realized that Irina's murderer, DeCarlos DeJuan Brown Jr., was let out 14 times prior, and this last time was allowed to go back onto the streets with a written promise to appear in court, it demonstrated how utterly broken our system is.
How is he not being
And
stunned by
all
that?
I could personally think, watching people desecrate this girl's memorial, watching them say that she
Enemy
deserved
down.
what she got, all I could think here was that we shouldn't have to live like this. Some of us do not want.
Ambushing
I
and crippling
I
the
have
enemy.
seen and heard
Control system
at least a lot about both of these incidences. Both of them I found absurd and unacceptable.
Inferno, about to lay down the barrage.
The fact, I mean, first of all, the thing in
Energy
Scotland,
low.
right,
Enemy forces are
where you
advancing.
just have oh, stop! How are you talking? Oh, it's
Narukami,
Falcon.
moving in to provide cover.
Okay, that's not good. And I can't even use my.
Target required.
I'm in a bad way.
Energy low.
You shouldn't even be able to lock me. This is crazy.
Insufficient engine output.
What am I getting?
Forces
There,
are
yeah, that
advancing.
fucking Falcon is such a good pick on this map.
Enemy down.
I'm gonna stay the course though.
Ready for deployment.
I'm just not gonna. There we go.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy.
Alesis, hitting the front line.
Offline. Enemy forces are advancing. Bunker City containment system deactivated.
Narukami, moving in to provide cover.
That Falcon's pissing me off.
Enemy forces
Oh, that Falcon pisses me off.
Enemy down.
I feel like his cooldown is way too short. Like, I feel like my Falcon
Hell,
cooldown is not that
ambushing
short.
and crippling the enemy.
Yeah, there we go.
Warning. Warning. Energy low. Mission progress updated.
No. Oh my god, dude. Why was I? You really got me stuck there. I shouldn't have gone up here. I thought I still had drones. Is Hell better than Stellaris? No mech is better than another. No, that's not. It's not about which one's better. It's about how they're used, because every mech has its strong suit and has its, you know, relative weaknesses.
First kill.
So, yeah, it just depends. It just depends. Yeah. There is no better necessarily. Welcome to the stream, by the way.
MVP.
Third day playing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
well, give me
I've been
something to
playing
mess
since
with.
the game fully released. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Debating which to unlock first. I would I believe you should be able to do some of the like temporary trials for some of the mechs. I don't know. Elysinus. Elysinus is just a standard, like, that one. I mean, there's a reason that one's the tutorial mech, right? Like, it's just, I mean, it's basically a brawler with guns, but yeah, Elysinus it's just a standard solid mech with no real specialty to it. So, but it holds its own. So, I did the trial by accidentally playing it. Accidentally played it without knowing. Did you do the trial for which one? Stellaris, the Hell, the Alphard? For both the Hell and the Stellaris, or Hell and Alphard? Gotcha. Yeah, it's 5 games for the Hell and the Alphard. Not 8 days anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, Stellaris is very hard though. Stellaris is very difficult to play. I don't know if you've unlocked the Stellaris yet. The Stellaris has a lot of different combos. Its attack patterns are very varied. So I can play the Stellaris next match if you want to see. Serenith has always been good if you know how to use them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll play. Yeah. Stellaris is the main brawler that I play. I just like his playstyle. Occasionally, I'll play the Welkin if I feel like it's the right choice. But I like playing Stellaris better. I don't really like playing Panther. Panther is very good. Panther is very, very strong. But I'm not a fan of playing the Panther. I'll show you my personal favorites. I actually, for the most part, mained the Inferno. I really like my Inferno. I do really well with the Inferno, better than most people I encounter. Hell or Stellaris. Yeah, those are 2 of my favorites. Yeah, Hell, Inferno, Stellaris. I like playing Serenith. Serenith is a strong choice. Ironically, when I first, like, early on, Panaka was where I got... Do you use any mods? I've been playing Operation Storm so much. Yeah, to get mods and tokens. Yeah, I play a little bit of Storm. It's one of those things that I play occasionally. I like playing with my teammates, but my boys haven't been on the game as much lately. So trying to get them to hop back on with the new season to play some Storm. But yeah, I do play Storm solo. And usually I play Elysinus when I do. I will say one of the best fights, I just found out about the game. It is. It's so good. It really is. It is super good. It's very well made, very well balanced, and like, you know, some of the mechs may feel broken to some extent depending on the situation, but honestly, you know, I think the mecha genre just isn't for everyone. You know, like there's another good mecha game that I've been playing for probably about 10 years now. I just kind of, you know, I play it off and on, called MechWarriors Online. It's a you can get it on Steam, but it you know, it's been around since before Steam was either even a thing or at the very least was popular. And the franchise has existed since like the 90s. MechWarriors Online. Back in like the early 2000s on the original Xbox before the 360, right? There were two MechWarrior games that I played. There was Mech Assault Lone Wolf, and I can't remember what the other one was called, but those were both really fun. But yeah, that one's a lot slower. It's a lot slower paced, very much a lot more casual, but it's way more in-depth in like the building and the outfitting. You can buy a mech and build it basically however the fuck you want. Me and my boy Llama, we play that game every now and again, and we always build the most ridiculous shit and run it, and we build some silly mechs, right? Because like in this game, all of these mechs have their own set loadouts and abilities. You get to pick all that shit and put it on the mech as long as it has the slots for it. And you do have to obey some like tonnage rules, right? So if you have like an assault mech, which is the biggest one, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a lot to get into though, right? Like it's very in depth. You do start out with like a huge boost of income with your first few matches. So like for the first 25 matches, every match it gives you basically an achievement that automatically gives you like millions of dollars. To me, this is a lot to get into. It's a lot to get into in the sense that like the game's been around for so long, and there's three main weapon groups, right? Ballistic, energy, and missile, right? And then the menus will look complicated. Maybe I'll play it sometime if you want me to. I'll play it on stream. But it's a lot to get into, again, at first. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually not that complicated. And honestly, like half the time I spend playing the game is literally just like fucking around with different builds and seeing what's fun, what's effective, right? There are like established metas for some things, but honestly, building something that is just like stupid is really fun, and just running it. But it's a lot more team oriented, a lot more tactical. Like the maps span like so many kilometers, and like you have the assault mechs, which is the like 100-ton mechs. Like 85 to 100-ton mechs are like very slow, very tanky, lots of guns, and then you have light mechs which move very fast, but they have obviously low armor, right? And you have medium and heavy in between, right? And so you're like balanced. Yeah, so it's that one again, a lot more casual than this, right? Like the competitive nature to it is a lot more playing with your team, moving as a unit, right? Playing your role, whether you choose to be a missile boat or you're a laser build or a sniper or a brawler or whatever you choose to build your mechs as. So, and you can get multiple copies of the same mech and build them completely differently. So you can have like 3 of the same mech that are all built completely differently if you want to. So, anyways, let's run this. But yeah, Panaka is one I kind of slay as a Panaka. It's one of the ones that I used to regularly MVP as like earlier on. So, just yeah, MVP support was kind of crazy. So, I play Tricera when I have to. Panaka is so annoying to go against. I know, dude. Oh, I was gonna say about Operation Storm. One of the coolest fights I've ever had in this game was Operation Storm. It was the last extraction. It was me playing Elysinus. You see a lot of Falcons. Falcons always meta because it's just so utilitarian useful, right? Finding the stealth enemies, the missiles just do so much damage, right? But they're hard to play because you gotta be able to use the keybinds properly to avoid damage because you're very squishy. So you gotta be able to actually use your movement properly. Otherwise, you're gonna get squished. Oh, perfect. We need a brawler. Stellar is time.
Pilot proceeding on board.
But yeah, it was my Elysinus versus some other Elysinus, and it was like a full-on enemy fight. We were surrounded by storms on all sides. We're like shooting at each other, and then we go in and we're slashing, and we're, you know, parrying each other. We both armor break, and then we're attacking as our, you know, our light forms. Then we bring our armor back up. That shit was absolutely like, that was like or episode 25, you know, season finale anime style fight. It actually felt like a Gundam fight. It was excellent. I wish I had recorded it, but I hadn't. But that shit was actually peak. That was one of the most intense fights I've ever had. It lasted so long, obviously, because we were releasing this, right? But that shit was so cool. That was one of my favorite fights that I've had in this game. For the in-game item stuff. I mean, you don't need to. Some of the cosmetics are cool to have, but...
Fire objective. Destroy all enemy units and claim victory.
Right, so one of the ones I can do, right, if you slash twice with your blue sword, your left sword, and then right click, you'll do that super hyperspeed slash.
Target required. Energy low.
Where'd you go? Nope, that's the wrong guy.
Insufficient.
Oh, I'm out of energy.
output.
Panther,
he
diving
can
into
hide from me.
ambush.
Energy low.
There you go. I escaped because I let myself run out of energy. Ooh, I like.
Target required.
There we go.
Enemy down.
Oh, the panther fucking came out of nowhere. Nope, 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 nope. I'm invisible. You can't see me.
Weapon not ready. Optical camo
Energy management?
deactivated.
Those little blades that I released from my back disrupt people's targeting. So they're really good for dealing with falcons especially, right? If you have an enemy falcon, fucking do that shit. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Oh, man, he got around my parry. Does your long-range flashes lock on? Sorta. They don't follow, like they won't trail you. But yes. Yeah, and that's your right click.
Stellaris.
Yeah. Again, Stellaris is very hard to play effectively, but the skill ceiling is very high. So when you get good at Stellaris, it's so frustrating for enemies to fight against.
Unavailable.
Yeah, get out of here.
Enemy down.
Yeah, a Stellaris played correctly cannot even really fuck up a Welkin.
Double kill.
Yeah, that's your one ability. You grapple them, and then nope, invisible.
Energy low.
You grapple them, and then you press it again.
Insufficient energy output. Weapon not ready. Mission progress updated. Enemy
sure.
down.
Where'd he go?
Insufficient energy output. Unavailable.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. You don't have mods, right? No, I think I do. Well, mods don't work in ranked. They don't apply in ranked. So, yeah. But yes, I do have mods. I don't have a lot. In fact, the only gold mod that I have is actually on my Stellaris.
MVP.
Stellaris saves the day.
So.
Woo!
It's very fun to play. It's difficult to learn, but once you get it down, Stellaris is my favorite brawler. It's very fun to play. Hell? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll show you, how I play Inferno as well, if you want to take a look at that. And I can also show you the Serenith, if you'd like. I haven't unlocked the Alphard. I did test him in the brawl mode. Oh, the armor purge? Yeah. Yeah. Having 3 health bars for Aleseness is kind of ridiculous, but it's one of those things where it's like Aleseness has absurd endurance for a mech if played right, but the damage output, like, you have to play, is Serenith worth buying? I would say so when you know how to play, right? Serenith is really good for dealing with, especially, mechs that, like, hunker down, like the Tricera, or Hurricane, or anything like that, or making sure people don't cap points. It's insane. Oh, yeah, the endurance, yeah. Yeah, the endurance is insane, but because it doesn't really specialize in anything, it's, like, it's only a matter of, like, played right, it's only a matter of time before an Aleseness goes down, right? Like, against a Stellaris, Aleseness is going to have a hard time if the unless the... Well... no, actually, I suppose against Brawlers, Aleseness is actually pretty good because that shield is pretty strong. But even then, like, it's actually, again, yeah, still played right, it's still kind of an even fight for the most part. Because the other abilities make up for it, right? Like the stealth with the Stellaris, and then his little disruption blades that will disrupt your lock-on. He's got the grapple, he's got that super slash ability, and the Stellaris parry, which you saw me hit on the Welkin one time, is very nasty. I think he has, like, one of the most brutal parry retaliations the Stellaris does. It's pretty fucking nasty. So, again, it all just depends on how you play it, right? Like the Inferno, for example, is so weak to Brawlers, but against basically anything else, it will absolutely slaughter. Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad. I got yapping. So. Yeah. Do you want me to keep doing Ace Arena, or should I go over to the regular game mode? Did you spend a lot? Your skins look sick. I've spent like $30-ish or something like that, maybe a little more. Yeah, just a little bit here and there. Ace Arena, cool. Yeah. I'm kind of rotating between Ace Arena and Operation Verge because I don't want to get to... No, 30, not 300. Yeah, maybe 40. I mean, they're not that much, right? Like this, like that, the electric thing going on. Like most of my mechs are stylized using like the free stuff. $50? No, you can get it with mission points. No. You don't have to actually spend money. You don't actually have to spend money. You can get it with mission points. So go to the Matrix Marketplace, right? Where is it? Or no. Matrix Selection. So I don't know if it shows it for previous season. Here we go. Yeah, see? Yeah, mission points. 15,000 mission points. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to spend literally any money on most of the things in the game. You should. They've changed up the menu, but you definitely do. It's available out of the gate. You should have the ability.
Narukami.
Oh, I didn't realize I had 20,000.
Ready to strike. Tricera. Ready to strike. Pilot proceeding on board.
But yeah. Yeah. I think the $50 Serenith that you were looking at is the one with the specialty pilot and the specialty cosmetics and effects. But that also you can get, but there's like, I'll explain, I'll show you, I'll explain. Yeah, you can't just outright unlock that with the specialty Serenith with mission points until you've bought like everything that leads up to it with mission points. But you can eventually just purchase the special pilot and the special Serenith with the mission points. You just have to have spent a certain number of mission points in that season before it allowed
ambushing
you
and
to do
crippling
so.
the enemy.
So, but for people who are impatient, you know, and have money to burn, it's like, why, you know, some people are like, why not? And so the game is very friendly in that way, where like, if you just play the game a lot, you don't have to spend literally any money. But if you just want to say, fuck it, I want it right now, then yeah, you can just spend the money. So I've spent a. Oh, I'm not playing effectively right now. Hold on. All right, welcome to the light show, boys. So I'm bouncing all my lasers between these drones, right? And then my number 2 ability drops like this stealth stun drone that when enemies get next to it, it paralyzes them like that. Really good for setting up and dealing with brawlers like that Panther there. Yep, he ran into it. I knew he was going to come after me. And also, you can attack around corners like this. It's very stupid. I can even set up like a network of drones to attack from multiple corners. It makes maps like this like playing the hell in maps like this is just busted. It's so dumb. Yeah, the hell is fucking stupid. If you play him right, he does have his weaknesses, right, and he can be overwhelmed. But if you play him right, he's pretty dumb. Yeah, he's especially good in team combat. So Operation Verge is where he does the best. Arena is, you know, he can do very well in Arena if you know how to play him right. And well, I mean, yeah, just in general. In Operation Storm, I found out pretty quickly. It does look OP. But like, you run out of ammo real quickly if you don't know how to use it effectively. Right, so like I'm out of my close range ammo, so now I have to fight with my long range weapon, which you can see has a very limited, you know, like that's hard to use. It looks more confusing. It, honestly, yeah, a little bit, in a sense, right?
Enemy down.
But again, like when you figure it out, it can be high skill ceiling.
Assist.
I made it to General 4 last season, so I was pretty high up there. Fighting people at this level, not that hard. These people are, you know, they can kill me, they can win against me. It's not like, you know, it's not like I'm invincible just because I'm a high rank, but I'm getting away with a lot of how should I say this? The mistakes that I may make are very forgivable in this rank. One of the other ones that the hell can do is this. Now I am Panaka. I am one of them now. And this is really silly in the key capture game mode because I could just disguise myself as one of them and then steal the key, which is really fucking stupid. I get paralyzed, idiot. These drones are also really good for dealing with the flying mechs that are just kind of flying around you like this, because then I can shoot this, and no matter how much they fly around me, they're still gonna get hit. Nothing they can do about it. Oh, unless he does that. That's the thing about the Falcon. If he's doing that shit. Oh, ow. Nice try, idiot. You see how I just baited him into my drone there? And paralyzed him to get away? See, and now he can't target lock me now that I'm doing this. That Panaka's really putting in work to keep everybody healed. I've almost killed this Falcon so many times now.
Weapon not ready.
There we go.
Enemy down.
Jeez. Oh. Where's my drone? There we go. There's nobody for me to target? What the hell? These drones are really effective for trying to use this the sniper mode at at close range. How did I transform? Oh, with the 3 ability. Yeah, you have to lock onto the target you want to transform into, but that's ability number 3.
Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy.
So yeah, if you'll look on the right-hand side of my reticle, right? Right click is to aim down sights, right? And then just standard left click is this one, right? Number 1 is how I put out these reflector drones. Number 2 is how I drop the paralyzed drones, and number 3 is how I transform. The transform doesn't look doesn't last very long, and it also you can't attack or use any of your abilities while you're using it, but you can activate signal consoles. And it's good for escaping too, because again, like if you're getting attacked by like a falcon, right? Obviously their missiles do a lot of damage and they're very painful. They can't target lock you while you are transformed. Yeah, that Panaka was fucking putting in work to keep them alive. Yeah. It took me a second to figure out how to use the transformation effectively, because people can still shoot you if they're smart enough, right? They can still shoot you. So, it's not like you're invincible while you do it, it's just they can't target lock you. Unlock Hell. Hell is fantastic. I will say the Alphard, though, going up against the Alphard, the few people who have fought with the Alphard is the anti-Hell. That shit fucks me up. It is nasty. The Alphard has a, similar to the, what is it, the Aquila? Both the Aquila and the Alphard, they have a drone that chases you, grabs you, and paralyzes you. Unlike the Hell that drops one as like a trap, this one will chase you down and paralyze you, which is annoying as hell. And then that thing also has fuckloads of missiles and can fly for basically ever. So that shit's good too. Yeah. Well, again, anything is OP if you know how to use them right and you use them against the right opponent. Right? Like if you notice, I was staying the fuck away from that Panther because that Panther was bad news for me. Right? That Panther is very bad news for me, which is why I was trying so hard to stay away from him. Anytime he got close to me, I dropped all of my paralyzed mines and just got the fuck out of there, right? Because he's bad news. So everybody has any mech, every mech is good against most other mechs and then has a very clear weakness set, right? There's a couple of mechs that you really don't stand a chance against, and then the rest of the other mechs you're going to do all right against as long as you play in your spot right. And then there's a few that you're just, like, stupid good against, right? Tricera is weak to energy, so Hell does really big damage against the Tricera because it does energy damage. The Panaka is really good against the Tricera as well because it does energy damage, but also you can drop those walls on it. So when the Tricera has turtled, you just drop walls on him and it does fuckloads of damage, right? And then, of course, the Stellaris can summon a fucking Sky Beam right on top of him that hurts like hell, right? So those are the 3 mechs that the Tricera is weak to, right? Yeah, this game is so well balanced, right? It's like 14-dimensional rock, paper, scissors. Serenith? Yeah. I will tell you, Serenith does not do well in Arena, so I'm gonna move over to Verge and I'll play Serenith so you can see how to actually play them. Serenith is very much a strategic mech. It is a strategic support mech. It is very good at disrupting enemies and forcing those defensive mechs off of choke points and off of objectives. It also has the same ability as the Falcon to reveal cloaked enemies. I'll actually... Not at all. Not even close. Not even close. I mean, you can do it, but really, really not. I will say not at all. Not at all good in ace play. There are several mechs that are just not good in ace play. Well, actually, I'd say most are pretty good in ace play. Except really just the Serenith. The Serenith is the only one that's just like, don't play it in ace. I've seen people play Tricera in ace every now and again, and depending on the map, it's alright, but... Oh, you don't want to see it? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's really good in Verge, though. In Verge, it is excellent, right, in the larger game modes. What's the other one? What's another good one to show you? Yeah, you know what? Why don't I play the Alphard? I don't know if you played him yet. I have not actually played him in a match yet. I just tested him out. Let me actually... Where's my... Here we go. Let me double... Yeah, Electro Tail. Yeah. Fires an electromagnetic tail at a locked-on target, dealing direct and physical damage while staggering enemies along its path. On impact, creates a smoke screen that disrupts enemy units and destroys drones. Requires rapid assault form and locked-on target. And then... Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe not. Ooh, I may have lied about his... He had a... Destabilize enemies temporarily immobilize enemy. I was pretty sure he was hitting me with the same thing as the Aquila, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's what he was hitting me with. You slay out more on Stellaris or Hell? There's more damage from what I saw. It depends on the match, right? Depends on the match. Yeah, I do extremely well with both in Arena. Let me show you. Right? Hell, Stellaris, Hell, lots of Hell, right? There's the Welkin, right? But then Stellaris. I've been really trying to play Hell as much as possible because he's brand new. But I played, let me see if I can go, right? Let me show you how much Stellaris I played. Oh, was it not going to show? It's not going to show. I played so much Stellaris in Season 0 before Hell came out. It was like the one I played the most by far. So, it's not which one does more damage, it's which one do you play better. Right? And also you want to make sure to some degree, especially when you're up in the higher ranks. Like again, I can play whatever I want in the lower ranks while I'm climbing back up again, because basically anything I'll be good as long as I'm not picking something like not good for that map. Oh yeah, so again, yeah, Stellaris is super fun, and also I always found that nobody was playing Brawler for some reason in Ace Arena. I don't know why. It's like it's just like always missing a Brawler. If anybody did pick a Brawler, then I would go to Inferno last season. So it was mostly me playing either Stellaris or Inferno if somebody played a Brawler. So if somebody picked Elysinus or Welkin or Panther, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, I'll play Inferno. Because Inferno does fuckloads of damage too. I'll play Inferno. I'll show you how big. Inferno does fuckloads of damage too. Inferno's crazy. I'm having a lot of fun playing the Hell, but the Inferno's insane. Yeah, the Inferno has dual shotguns that turn into rail guns that do as much damage as the other sniper mechs. And they do damage. They do damage through your shield. They do true damage. So they damage your shield and you. You're not an Inferno fan? That's all right. You haven't seen the big chest laser? You haven't seen the Iron Man laser? That shit's so cool. I fucking love the Iron Man laser. Yeah, Inferno. I like the Inferno a lot personally. You've seen it. Okay. That's all right. As long as you've seen it. Yeah, I personally am a big fan of the Inferno. I like playing the Inferno. I'm having so much fun with the Hell. It's just so silly. It's so dumb. Yeah. It's weak to any brawler for the most part. Yeah. Although, I will tell you... Let me show you. I'll actually show you. Let me show you what you're missing. So, and I'll kind of explain it when I go into it, right? Booster Kit, right? Grants immunity to immobilization and stagger, disengages enemy grapplers, instantly restores a portion of energy, and greatly boosts energy regen, fluid armor regen, evade range, jump height, boost speed, and ascent speed. And when it says greatly, I mean staggeringly. You can regenerate your fluid armor from empty to full in like 3 seconds. Right? And it lasts for how long? Does it say how long? I feel like it's like 7 seconds or something like that. Yeah, and then it also leaves. Yeah, it when you dodge, it leaves a fucking shadow clone behind. Right? But I've used that to get out of a bind, and because you can cancel your abilities early to have a reduced cooldown, I'll pop that for just long enough to get full armor and full energy back, and also get away from my that's the other thing. The energy regen is so severe when you're on the ground and you're dodging, you have infinite energy. You will not run out of energy because it'll regen faster than you can use it as long as you're on the ground. Right? So it's very, very powerful if you use it right, and you can use it to get out of a bad spot and regen all of your armor almost instantly, and then you can drop it, and your cooldown will only be like 5 seconds before you can use it again. So if you use it right, it's crazy. Not to mention those shotguns do fuckloads of damage at close range. This thing also absolutely shreds. Yeah. So every mech, if you know how to use their abilities effectively, are nasty. They are all nasty if you know how to use them effectively, right? There are obviously certain situations where they are better, right? But if you know how to play your role right, and you know, the Matrix red token. Oh, the mission tokens. Just playing the game. And there are actual missions, right? Yeah. Right? Verge missions is what I was doing for the most part, right? They each have 3 stages, right? So Pilot Stellaris and Earn Merit, right? And that's, the merit is the points. So you saw... So you see how I got a 7.9 up here and an 8.5. That's how much merit I got for those, right? So for that one, it's just earned that score in Operation Verge, right? And it's cumulative. There are some that will require you to play a specific game mode, and those ones are kind of annoying. But yeah, that's the fastest way. And you can do that in casual. You don't even have to play ranked to do that, and which is what I recommend. That way you don't have to worry about balancing with your team properly. Oh, look. All right, should I play Hell again, or should I play Stellaris again? What are you thinking? We don't got a brawler, but I could just play Hell. Hell? Perfect. Let's do that.
Pilot proceeding on board.
Yeah. Hell is very silly. He's a very silly... If I die, yeah. Yeah, that's what, and that's kind of what I do, right? Or what I've been doing is like, if the team that I'm up against, if the mechs that they're playing, and you know the map that I'm on is just like really fucking me up, that's okay. I probably won't be on too much longer. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get off soon. It really is though, right? It is. It is very addicting.
Hell! Let's do this! Hell! Ambushing and crippling the enemy.
That Sky Raider is fucking gonna irritate the shit out of me, so I'm gonna take care of him right away.
Assist.
Whoa.
Heavy rocket engine charging.
Where did he go? Is there nobody under there? Oh, I'm about to get... Yeah, see, that's him dashing away right now. He's using his ability to dash away. Yeah.
Enemy down.
So you saw how he left those shadow clones behind. Unfortunately, I didn't let him actually recover from it. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, there are a lot of mechs that are really annoying to go up against if the person playing them knows how to use them effectively. This Inferno, honestly, if this Inferno actually focused me, he could really fuck me up. Well, maybe. I know his tricks too well because I use the main Inferno. But he is not playing the Inferno properly, honestly. Oh, yeah, see, now he's focusing me. I'm really getting fucked up. But I'll just do this. Oh, that's not working for some reason. There we go. Where'd he go? Oh, he's out of my drone's range. And of course, paralyzing people is really... That Luminate's keeping him alive.
Enemy down. Double kill. Enemy team wiped. Enemy forces are advancing.
Aquila, ready to provide aerial cover.
Oh, you made a mistake coming down here, buddy. Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Assist.
Those missiles hurt. Are they all reconnecting? No, they're here. There we go. Oh, okay. I placed it too high. That's gonna be a match right there. Oh, he killed me and there we go.
Victory.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, you can see, like, I'm not invincible. There were multiple times there where I had to bug out and get out of there because I was starting to get my ass kicked, right? Or I was just taking too much damage. So knowing when you gotta pull out and get, you know, and get out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but knowing when you gotta get out and, like, call it, that's kind of key.
Thanks for falling
right?
for Hell's magic tricks.
You don't always just want to stick it. Nice. Stellaris. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, General... I think I made it to General 4 was my highest. Pretty sure it was. Yeah, I don't think I made it to General 3. Yeah, and Plat 3 was as high as I went. I could have gotten a lot higher. I think it starts with 4, and then they regen over time. There's a lot of, most mechs that have, like, drones or other utility like that, they'll have, like, a stock of them, and then once they're used, they'll regen over time, so you can run out. So you do kind of want to try and use them strategically if you can. Yeah, might be 3. Might start out with 3. I think I've only ever placed up to 3 at one time. So, and then I think I'm pretty sure it's 3 stun mines as well. And then you can use the Stellaris back blades either 3 or 4 times, and those also regenerate over time. One of the big things with Stellaris. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and like, honestly, yeah, there are so many variations, like, pick whatever you want, dude. I would recommend having a couple of different options, because eventually somebody's going to steal your mech from you, and you'll want to be able to play something else. So have multiple options. I have at least one option from every single category. There's actually a change display mode, right? So, these are the 5 categories, right? So, I do play Aquila if I need to play Sniper. And then obviously I play Inferno and the Hell. I play Sky Raider occasionally, and then Elysinus whenever I feel like it. And then Tricera if I really need to play Defender, like nobody's playing Defender. And then Tanaka is my main support. unless I think the Serenith is going to be the best bet. There are certain game modes or team lineups that I'm like, I'll play Serenith. So, just depends.
Inferno.
Having a lot of options is a
Ready
lot
to
better when you're in
strike.
like the higher range.
Falcon,
So,
ready to strike.
like the Serenith is really good at the higher ranks. It feels like it, but trust me, I know how to kill him. I know how to kill him and kill him fast. Right? The Panaka kills it fast. Here's the thing about the Tricera. Attack it from above. The shields don't work on top. They only work from the sides. So if you attack from the sky, shield doesn't do anything. So you just drop your bullets on top of them. That's how it works. Yep. Nobody's invincible. Every mech has its
Receiving on
weaknesses.
board.
Every mech has mechanics that you can exploit. I recommend trying to play most mechs so that you can learn, right? Because every mech that you play, you'll learn what the limitations are. You'll see what other people do to kick your ass, and you'll be able to use that to kick other people's ass. Some of the things I learned about how to play Stellaris, I learned from playing other mechs, and a Stellaris came after me. I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know you could do that.
Mind bridge initiated.
And then I started doing that. Like one time I was playing Aquila, and this Stellaris came out of nowhere, flew all the way the fuck into the sky, grabbed me with his arm, and just dropped me. Right? He dragged me to the ground.
Let's do
I was like,
this.
what the fuck? So
Stellaris.
it is, you know,
Sneaking up for a backline ambush.
there is usually an answer to most things.
Objective. Destroy all enemy units and claim victory.
Another fun thing is you can fly your absolute fastest by just hitting the attack button. You can just absolutely zoom, but it eats up your stamina crazy. You can do that with the Elysinus too.
Target required. Warning.
Oh, where'd I go? Ooh, spooky.
Defense, my friends.
I'm gonna drop that early to get my cooldown down. This is a fucking stalemate of a match. I'm going after the Falcon. Oh, I missed. Too far away.
Target required. Insufficient.
Out of
engine
energy.
output.
Oh, what? Oh, he's on me! No! Ow.
Weapon not ready.
What? God, this Falcon is irritating. This is an irritating combo. Do we have a Falcon? We do. Okay. Getting our asses kicked.
Double kill.
You know what I have to do? I'm actually... If I want to win this, I might have to play...
Stellaris. Sneaking up for a backline ambush.
Target required.
Because this Falcon is... These Falcons are doing their thing, and they've got a Panaka. And that Panther is real bad news for me.
Bunker City containment system activated.
Alright, fine. I'll take on the Panther.
Energy low.
Oh, I'm out of energy. Ah, fucking Panaka. Come here, you bitch!
Energy low. Energy low.
Oh my god, holy shit!
Weapon not ready.
Oh my god, I got interrupted. Ooh.
Optical camo activated.
This is a frustrating match. Yeah, I don't know if Stellaris is gonna cut it. I'm not being able to.
Insufficient engine output.
I spam evade. What?
Inferno, about
what if I
to lay
quit?
down the barrage.
Oh, you just the attack button.
Energy
Yeah,
low.
it's just the attack dash. Yeah, when you're charging at someone or something, that's when you move your fastest, and you can abuse that to to move at high speeds. Oh, there it goes. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go Welkin. This is not going well.
Double kill. Enemy forces are advancing.
Welkin, ready to pick off
We
some
might still lose
stragglers.
this one.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Oh, wow, he was low. Oh, that's my Inferno. Come here, Panther.
Insufficient engine output. Weapon not ready. Energy low. Reloading. Assist.
There we go. Okay, Panther's down.
Enemy forces are advancing. Bunker City containment system deactivated. Energy low.
Falcon here. The sky is ours.
Stabilizing.
Fucking Panaka's pissing me off.
Energy low.
As long as I can keep him focused on healing himself.
Enemy forces are advancing.
Oh my god.
Narukami, moving in to give some
Fucking
cover.
Elise in it. Ah, not good. Yeah, that's it. That's game over. I'm gonna die.
Energy low.
I don't know what our Falcon... It feels like our Falcon is not doing any work. Or do we just not have a Falcon anymore? Oh no, he went Inferno. We had yeah, Narukami. I always question the Narukami pick. I really do. I always question the Narukami pick. I really do. Like, why? In Arena? I don't get it. Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough match.
MVP.
Elisinus. Oh, he switched from Panther to Elisinus. Yeah.
Woo!
All right, my dude. Appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to hit that follow on your way out. We'll catch you some other time. Oh, no. That's crazy. Yeah, just a tough match. Yeah, no problem, my dude. Hope you have fun. As for me, I think I might actually go back to Operation Storm at this point. Or not Storm, Verge. Probably play a couple more, and it might be time for me to head to bed as well.
Sky Raider, ready to strike. Welkin, ready to strike.
Okay. Wait. I thought I selected Storm. I was in the wrong menu. I'm an idiot. That's alright.
Pilot proceeding on
This will be a better
board.
match. Yeah, I need a better answer to the Falcon. It might have been the Inferno, honestly, now that I think about it.
Injecting
might have been
Quicksand
play.
particles. Pilot sync rate stable. Mind bridge initiated.
Hell! Let's do this!
Alright, let's continue with the Sydney video.
Want to live in lawlessness. Not all of us are Antifa. The apparent refusal by our officials to hold repeat offenders accountable, to acknowledge the horrible and ill effects of soft on crime policies, all while hiding behind the veil of cultural sensitivity and mental health, is a moral failing that endangers us all. Even now in North Carolina, Arena's law was recently passed, which would essentially try to address soft on crime policies, focusing on pretrial detention, mental health protocols, and capital punishment. In the Senate, not one single Democrat voted for it. They actually called it opportunistic and barbaric. Yes, because we want to prevent violent offenders from murdering women. Crazy. So much more barbaric than letting crazy violent men skin women alive. You caught us. So full disclosure, there was really no logical place for me to put the sponsor of today's video. And before you skip past what I'm about to say, I really think that if you listen to no other sponsor that I ever have on this channel, this is the one that you need to watch, and also the one that you need to engage with, because I picked this one specifically for this video because of how challenging it is to find information about these kind of topics, and how important it is that we have AI tools and AI search tools and things like that that actually have our best interests at heart as consumers. And I think that is today's sponsor. I really, really, really like them. I use them to make this video. So please watch the integration, and yeah, let's roll that baby. Have you ever noticed how DuckDuckGo and Google and lots of AI tools are basically unusable these days? Me too. And let me tell you, it's very annoying for someone who looks up information for a living.
So what's a YouTube lady to do?
Well, go ahead and use FreeSpoke, because they're actually trying to help users. FreeSpoke is an AI search tool that prioritizes access to neutral, clear information. Very important. And it works as you're used to. You type in a prompt, I asked it here about Gavin Newsom becoming governor, and it gave me an AI summary, one with actual citations and without all of the normal fluff and bias from other AIs. Which I won't lie
5
is
kills
really
when I die.
useful to me because I do so much research to make my videos, so having little shortcuts is really nice. I find that I constantly have to fact check Grok on Twitter, but FreeSpoke's AI is infinitely easier to navigate. And of course, it is a search tool, so it also provided articles and other sources of information which are clearly labeled depending on their political lean, which is so unbelievably helpful. I can even go ahead and explore perspectives to get a balanced view of an issue. I also really like that FreeSpoke prioritizes user privacy, and your searches are 100% anonymous. There's no personal tracking, no profiling, no targeted ads. Yes, you can finally talk about wanting to go ice fishing
Yeah,
without
there we go.
FreeSpoke sending you a bunch of ads. So if you too want access to better information, then click the link in the description, scan the QR code on screen, or go to freespoke.com/Sydney35. Of course, use code Sydney35 for 35% off FreeSpoke Premium, which gives you unlimited access to explore perspectives, clips with transcripts, ad-free browsing, and more. This law has now passed both houses thanks to the Republican majority and made its way to the governor's
I
desk.
think I missed something.
Let's roll that baby. Have you ever protocols and capital punishment? In the Senate, not
Oh, wait, what?
horrible our systems are. And all I could personally think, watching people desecrate this girl's memorials, watching them say that she deserved what she got, All I could think here was that we shouldn't have to live like this. Some of us do not want to live in lawlessness.
It truly
Not all-
amazes me that so many people are willing to try to find some sort of rationalization or justification for killing people. Right? Like, there are obvious exceptions, right? If you're at war, what else are you supposed to do? If someone is trying to kill you, what else are you supposed to do? Right? Like, if it's not, I mean, there are, I mean, let's, it just, in a strong number of situations, if someone is genuinely trying to kill you, it isn't necessarily feasible, it isn't commonly feasible to jump to the conclusion or the assumption that you're going to be able to disable them, disarm them, shut them down, stop them from killing you, without utilizing proportional force, right? So those are obvious exceptions. But for any other reason than that, to try and create some sort of justification, like, I mean, seriously, I mean, like, where does this come from? Right? The color of people's skin, where they come from, their beliefs, right? Why are these justifications to kill people? They're not. And anyone trying to claim otherwise is delusional, right? Or just evil, right? And there's really no in between, right? You're either delusional or evil or both, right? Because there is no justification unless a person is actively threatening your safety in a physical way. You can't claim it's absolutely absurd to claim that, you know, speech is violence. That's absurd. Everybody knows it, right? There are a lot of stupid people, but more often than not, people just occasionally do or say something stupid. Most people are not stupid by and large all the time, right? There are some people that are uneducated in certain areas, but most people are not stupid. We're the most intelligent species on the planet by such a huge margin, and the general population of humanity is getting smarter every generation, right? We have to constantly adjust our intelligence metrics for that, right? So it is not a lack of intelligence. It is a lack of recognition of realism. It is cognitive dissonance, right? It's insanity, right? A lack of humanity. So, yeah. And then to dance on somebody's grave, either literally or proverbially speaking, right? Even if you're not the one who did it, it's ridiculous. It's insane. Right? Like, and there's so many words that have been so overused at this point. There isn't really a whole lot of vocabulary left to truly describe that in a way that actually hits the mark anymore, because everything has been watered down. Right? I mean, the party of people who are calling everybody fascist for disagreeing, right? It doesn't even feel adequate to be like, hey, no, you guys are the fascists, even though that's true. Everything they do is exactly what they are projecting on everyone else, right? And it's not just conservatives that they're projecting against. It's literally just anybody who disagrees with them at any time. Even other leftists, other liberals, right? If you disagree in any way, you fail the purity test in any way, fascist, racist, whatever, what have you, right? Doesn't matter if you could be black, you could be Mexican, you could be a Mexican immigrant and disagree with something that they say, even though they're all about defending, you know, immigrants, right? Illegal or otherwise. And they will immediately call you all the names in the book, and they're constantly watering these terms down. Right? And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is it's take all of these delusional, wannabe heroes, think they're the main character kids, because most of them are kids, right? Well, that's not even true. I honestly, I will say that they're kids, but some of them are like 40-year-old kids, 60-year-old kids. They're children. They are children mentally. They are mentally children. They are mentally Neanderthals because they do not abide by civilized reality. Because they want to pretend that they're the heroes of the story. They think that they're, you know, fucking Light Yagami or fucking whatever. They think they're some sort of, a dark, broody hero of justice or whatever. No, you're just a fucking psychopath. Okay? This isn't a fucking comic book. It's not a fucking anime. You're not a hero. You're a psychopath. Okay? And it's just, it blows my mind. I mean, it both does and does not, right? At this point, I'm like, I'm used to it to an extent, right? Like, I'm not even surprised anymore when I hear about it. But at the same time, it's also like, how? I don't get it. I don't get it. Truly.
All of us are Antifa. The apparent refusal by our officials to hold repeat offenders accountable, to acknowledge the horrible and ill effects of soft on crime policies, all while hiding behind the veil of cultural sensitivity and mental health, is a moral failing that endangers us all. Even now in North Carolina, Arena's law was recently passed, which would essentially try to address soft on crime policies, focusing on pretrial detention, mental health protocols, and capital punishment. In the Senate, not one single Democrat voted for it. They actually called it opportunistic and barbaric.
Yeah. Let's hear that again. Right? Passes in North Carolina after refugees killing a bill that could restart executions in state. Really? A refugee? I thought you guys liked immigrants and refugees and asylum seekers. What happened there?
North Carolina, Arena's law was recently passed, which would essentially try to address soft on crime policies, focusing on pretrial detention, mental health protocols, and capital punishment. In the Senate, not one single Democrat voted for it. They actually called it opportunistic and barbaric. Yes, because we want to...
Opportunistic for what? And maybe I should find somebody else who will go more in depth. I could look into it myself, but I don't feel like doing that right now. If I got paid to be a streamer, paid a livable amount of money. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Are you here to provide your input? Do you have something to say? Gojo has something to say. What would you like to say? No? Nothing? Oh, God, what was I going to say? You have derailed me, sir. You have derailed me. Or I allowed myself to be derailed. No, you derailed me. You climb on me. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I would be doing a lot more in
Falcon,
much
ready
more
to strike.
in-depth research on this.
Aleseness, ready.
I
Pilot
actually
proceeding on
I
board.
had time. I work full time now, right? Now I got time. Right. So I'll have to find somebody who does the research, breaking down that specific, break down what happened there, that specific bill, and what they're claiming a little more. Because I'd have to look into, which Democrats are
Injecting coaxium part.
Yeah.
Prevent violent offenders from murdering women. Crazy. So much more barbaric than letting crazy, violent men skin women alive. You caught us. So full disclosure, there was really no logical place for me to put the sponsor of today's video. And before you skip past what I'm about to say, I really think that if you listen to no other sponsor that I ever have on this channel, this is the one that you need to watch, and also the one that you need to engage with, because I picked this one specifically for this video because of how challenging it is to find information about these kind of topics, and how important it is that we have AI tools and AI search tools and things like that that actually have our best interests at heart as consumers. And I think that is today's sponsor. I really, really, really like them. I use them to make this video. So please watch the integration and yeah, let's roll that baby. Have you ever noticed how DuckDuckGo and Google and lots of AI tools are basically unusable these days? Me too. And let me tell you, it's very annoying for someone who looks up information for a living. So what's a YouTube lady to do? Well, go ahead and use FreeSpoke because they're actually trying to help users. FreeSpoke is an AI search tool that prioritizes access to neutral, clear information. Very important. And it works as you're used to. You type in a prompt, I asked it here about Gavin Newsom becoming governor, and it gave me an AI summary, one with actual citations and without all of the normal fluff and bias from other AIs. Which I won't lie is really useful to me because I do so much research to make my videos, so having little shortcuts is really nice. I find that I constantly have to fact check Grok on Twitter, but FreeSpoke's AI is infinitely easier to navigate. And of course, it is a search tool, so it also provided articles and other sources of information which are clearly labeled depending on their political lean, which is so unbelievably helpful. I can even go ahead and explore perspectives to get a balanced view of an issue. I also really like that FreeSpoke prioritizes user privacy and your searches are 100% anonymous. There's no personal tracking, no profiling, no targeted ads. Yes, you can finally talk about wanting to go ice fishing without FreeSpoke sending you a bunch of ads. So if you too want access to better information, then click the link in the description, scan the QR code on the screen, or go to freespoke.com/Sydney35. Of course, use code Sydney35 for 35% off FreeSpoke Premium, which gives you unlimited access to Explorer perspectives, clips with transcripts, ad-free browsing, and more. This law has now passed both houses thanks to the Republican majority and made its way to the governor's desk. When he was asked about if he was going to sign it, he couldn't even answer the question.
The bill would limit bail, ensure more defendants undergo mental health evaluations, and notably could help restart executions. The bill is on your desk, Governor. Will you sign it?
Well, I'm reviewing it as we speak. It's a complicated bill.
When I first started writing this video, I actually wrote in my script that I didn't think...
I wish you'd let me hear the kind of the whole thing, but I suppose that's not really her shtick. She's not exactly a political commentator. But I'd like to actually hear.
I think that the Scotland incident was necessarily the hill to die on with relation to two-tier policing and all the crap going on with the justice system and legal/illegal migration. But I think Arenas is. Because I think for a lot of people, watching this beautiful young woman get stabbed to death very clearly and seeing that with our own eyes has really crystallized that our officials and authorities continually let us down by letting violent offenders walk free, by choosing optics over actual justice, and downplaying what we can see with our own eyes. Politicians keep insisting that the sky is green, but I can very clearly see that it's blue. I think across the board, Western countries have adopted a justice system that doesn't get justice correct. And by every available metric, we are being failed, we are being put at risk by people who would rather tell us that the things we can observe and see and that are happening to us are not actually happening. And like I said, these are leaders who like to hide behind all sorts of excuses like mental health or cultural differences, or just simply not wanting to be labeled racist by calling a spade a spade. And so as a result, there are a lot of people who deserve to be in prison.
Why is it?
Thanks for falling for Hell's magic tricks.
I don't even know if I want to get into this. I have something I want to say, but I don't even know if I want to get into it because it's a lot. But let's just say I unfortunately had to learn very early that when someone starts slinging pejoratives at you to undermine your perspective, your best alternative is to do, there's a couple of things. Recognize that this person is not the target audience if you're going to engage in debate with them or in an argument with them. They're not your target audience, right? Everyone listening is, right? Because your aim is to persuade the people who are reasonable, who are actually reasonable, into recognizing that you are at least behaving reasonably, regardless of whether or not they agree or disagree with your perspective, and the other person is behaving like a petulant child and is not worth listening to because they are a petulant child, right? Doesn't matter how old they are. Petulant child. I have known full-grown adults in my family who, even when I was a kid, would behave like that, who did not argue like adults. They argued like petulant children, and still do to this day, right? And there are a variety of ways to deal with that. Sometimes the best way is to say, okay, if X, Y, Z perfectly reasonable perspective makes me a racist, then I guess I'm racist. Then I guess I'm whatever. Right? And it is good to, you do want to say, oh, yeah, if this perfectly reasonable thing makes me a bad person, then I guess I'm a bad person. Because it immediately disarms it, right? Because what they're hoping for is for you to double back, right? To be like, whoa, 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 right? No, don't capitulate. Don't give an inch. Don't give in. Don't back down to that. Meet it head on. Because it's a bluff. It is a bluff. And if you are surrounded by people, if the entire audience is people who easily submit to such clear and obvious brain-dead bullshit, then you should not be there. That audience is not worth your time or your consideration. They're not. You would have better luck conversing with a rodent. It's like trying to play chess with a pigeon. It's a waste of time. Do not bother. Don't bother. It's a waste. And those people are a waste of space. Right? Do not capitulate. Do not give in. And be certain, to the best of your ability, that you are acting the most rationally and as well behaved as you can. That doesn't necessarily, not being mean, right? Because if somebody says something retarded, you don't have to start also slinging pejoratives at them, but you can also point out that's a fucking stupid as fuck thing to say. And I will say one of the most solid things to do is not necessarily to call someone stupid, but to call out and say, that thing that you said is stupid. Again, some of these other people who are older than me in my family, and I'll just stick with that, right? They will say, things like that. I'll say, that's a really stupid perspective. Or that was a really stupid thing to say. That is a very dumb idea. Oh, you think I'm stupid? I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. No, I said that was stupid. Right? And you just insist on that. No, you called me stupid, right? And very quickly, everyone else around who is reasonable is going to be like, yeah, that person's throwing a fit like a fucking toddler. Right? And again, like, if nobody's recognizing that and everybody else is like, yeah, right? And they're just fucking, like a fucking bunch of seals, then they're all retarded. Dust them. Leave them in the dust. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your effort. Even if they are family, unfortunately. Right? Now, unfortunately, when it comes to family, a lot of times, I will say, and again, I'm going on tangent, but it's the idea of picking your battles as well, right? If you, like, let's say, for example, that, like, basically everyone in your family is brain dead retarded, don't even bother conversing. Lie to them if you have to. Pretend you agree. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not worth the time. Not worth the effort. Not worth the energy. Not worth the precious oxygen. The oxygen in the air that is abundant and all around you is worth more than the grief of trying to argue with a brain-dead moron. It's worth more. Right? You know? So, that's it. Back to the video. And back-
Prison who instead are being given a slap on the wrist. And to be clear, this isn't only an American problem. This exists throughout the entire Western world. Although I am prepared to learn Polish, considering that the people in the UK have fumbled the homeland. If you cast your minds back to the last 6 months or so, several events have taken place in Western countries where women particularly have been victimized, and the events surrounding those victimizations have gone very, very viral. A notable example here in the US happened in July 2025 when a woman in Cincinnati was beaten to a pulp by a group of people after she reportedly jumped into a street brawl to help another man who was being attacked. This story went insanely viral, especially after the woman.
Everyone who is directly involved should be serving prison time. Every single one of them. And this also reminds, again, another side tangent. It also reminds me of a quote, and I'm gonna misquote it a little bit in terms of the specific verbiage. A person is rational. People, are panicky animals. Something along those lines. Right? Mob mentality is a real thing. Right? However, that doesn't excuse individual behavior. Everyone's an individual. Just because people are getting caught up in the mob mentality doesn't mean they were just going along with the crowd. No. Hold everyone accountable. We need to bring back accountability. Bring back individual accountability. Stop making excuses. Yes, I have this saying when I talk to people about their personal traumas, or and things that happened to them in their past that lead them to have certain responses. I'll have conversations and be like, so tell me why you're reacting that. Why is it that you heard that? Why is it that you say you felt this way about this thing? Why is it that you felt that way? What is it that reminded you of? What led you to feel that way about this thing? Right? And eventually the conversation will come down to this. Or at least in a lot of cases. It's not your fault, necessarily, that you are the way that you are. But it is your responsibility. Once you are an adult, and honestly, even before you become an adult, when you are a young adult, a teenager, right? But primarily as an adult, you are accountable for the way that you are. Whether or not you ended up that way as a result of how you were raised or whatever. It may not be your fault that you have the traumas and your trigger reactions and your responses. But it is your responsibility now. Everybody's got them. I've got them. My fiance's got them. We all have them. And it is, you can't just sit there pointing fingers. It gets you nowhere. In fact, in most cases, it digs you a deeper hole. And eventually, that hole is going to cave in on you. Eventually. You need to take accountability for your scars, your damage. You need to take accountability for it in the sense of you must heal from it and correct it and construct better habits and healthier ways of dealing with things. It doesn't matter if it's somebody else's fault that you ended up that way. It doesn't matter how much bullshit you went through as a child. I went through plenty of shit that I did not deserve as a kid. That fucked me up in so many ways. But the fact of the matter is, as an adult, it's my responsibility to deal with it. To heal from it, to construct upon it, or to build over the ashes of it after I have healed. To build anew. And to move forward. That's my responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility. That's mine. And that goes for everybody else. It does not matter. Yes, everybody has their circumstances. Yes, everybody deserves compassion and understanding and empathy. Yes, I get it. But that also doesn't mean that you can't just... You don't get to use that as an excuse to excuse poor behavior. I am willing to forgive a person's bad behavior if they can go, hey, that was a poor behavior of mine. I apologize. I go, okay, cool. Great. Right? We all fuck up. We all make mistakes. But a person who insists upon their bad behavior and makes excuses and points fingers and deflects and is like, what about? No. If you're not willing to take accountability or at least acknowledge that regardless of what you were trying to do, what your intentions were, or why you felt the way that you did, or what you were feeling, regardless of all that you hurt people and you fucked up, if you're not willing to acknowledge that, fuck off. Fuck off. You don't get to be like, if you're texting and driving and you hit somebody and kill them with your car, you weren't trying to kill someone, but you still did. You don't get to say, well, no, I didn't kill him. I wasn't trying to kill him, so obviously it's not my fault. Yes, it is. It is your fault. You did kill a person. You killed the man. And if you're not willing to acknowledge that, then you're not going to receive mercy. You're not going to receive grace. You only receive grace and mercy when you are willing to acknowledge up front when you made a mistake and put forth efforts to correct it for the future. And, you know, in the case of a death, it's like, what are you supposed to do in terms of repairs, in terms of recompense, right? Reconciliation. What are you supposed to do? But in every other case, right? Reconcile, right? Apologize. Repentance, right? But at the very least, be able to acknowledge that you fucked up. And if you can't do that, then I am under no obligation to respect you or to provide you any grace or mercy. I'm under no obligation. And if I do give you grace or mercy, it is purely out of generosity, because I want to be the best person that I can be, not because it has anything to do with you. You don't deserve it, right? If I give it, it's because I'm deciding that I want to do it because it'll make me feel like a better person, not because you deserve it. And if I feel like it's going to be utterly wasted on you regardless, there's a good chance I'm not going to do that even then. Because again, I'm not obligated. And in most cases, providing mercy and grace to someone who is completely unapologetic and refuses to acknowledge where they went wrong. Sometimes somebody doesn't acknowledge it in the moment, and that's fine. But if you're never able to recognize it, right? You know, if it's like 30 seconds in, right, to an argument, and you said something horrendous, I'm like, hey, that was really me, right? And you're deflecting whatever, right? And you come back an hour later, like, hey, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, grace, mercy. I get it, right? But if you're never willing to acknowledge it, right? It's a waste. It is a waste. That's stupid of me. That's unintelligent of me. That is a waste. So.
Woman called Holly was demonized by both the police and the media. When she finally spoke out, she didn't hold back.
We need more police officers, but like he said, you know, the judges who are just letting people out with a slap. The man who attacked me and might have permanently damaged me forever should never have been on the streets, ever. And the fact that he had just gotten out of jail previously for something he should have been in there for years, it's really sad to me because I can't even fathom how many other people who have been attacked by the same type of man over and over and over in Toledo, in Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, Our streets are being taken over and nobody is doing anything.
Towards the end of August 2025, a woman's story went viral after she was murdered by an asylum seeker in the Netherlands while on the phone to police. The suspect in the situation was also charged about 2 weeks earlier for beating and essaying another woman. In both of these cases, authorities failed to act decisively, which let violent people back onto the streets to reoffend, to victimize new people, all because they seemingly were more concerned with the controversy of keeping these people imprisoned. Also, the laws around all of this are pretty crap, if I'm being totally honest. In Washington, D.C., an illegal immigrant from Honduras was recently found to be incompetent to stand trial for his crimes against a woman that he dragged onto the ground and assaulted while she was out walking. The suspect had a laundry list of prior violations, including accusations of adult activity crimes and resisting arrest. Sorry about the wording here, you guys know how YouTube is. In August 2025, another woman was assaulted in the middle of the day while out for a run in New Haven, Connecticut. The suspect, another illegal immigrant, held a box cutter to her neck during the ordeal. He has a previous and long history of assault and has been deported twice during Trump's first term.
Yeah, how is it that these people have previous and long histories? How is it? I don't understand. I don't get it. I should look into this at some point. So the next time but I genuinely feel like for repeat offenders, there needs to be, because we have obviously laws against cruel and unjust and unfair punishment, or cruel and unusual punishment, right? But I think at a certain point, if somebody is a repeat offender, those penalties should be stacking. Right? So the next time it happens, the penalty should be increasingly severe. And the greater the severity of the crime, the more exponential that increase should be. Right? Especially when it comes to violent crime, where you put people's lives in danger. Right? Like, even if you don't murder someone, if you do something that very, very obviously and foreseeably puts people's lives in danger multiple times, the penalties should be stacking very rapidly to the point where you are no longer on the streets ever again, because you have shown that you cannot be trusted. You have demonstrated that, a complete disregard for human life. Right? I think even for in the case of like drunk driving, right? Like one instance of drunk driving as a kid, like, yeah, heavy fines, take away your license for however long, right? You know, based on what the judge decides, maybe some jail time, right? But if you've been caught drunk driving like 3, 4, 5 times, like, I feel like at that point you should be getting upwards of like 20 years in prison. Because you are deliberately putting people's lives in danger. Because you just don't give a fuck. Right? Prison. 20 years in prison. Or more. Obviously it would depend, right? There would be, right? But it boggles my mind that we do not have stacking penalties for certain types of crimes, especially violent crimes, for repeat offenders. Right? Or if we do, they're not being enforced, or they're not severe enough. It's not enough.
Returning to the country after an unknown time and living in the area, unaffected, just going about his life. Also in August, a 19-year-old illegal immigrant from Guatemala was arrested after beating a pregnant woman who stabbed him in self-defense. Of course, these situations do focus on illegal immigration, but they are symptomatic of policy failures that do not protect the public safety. And then you have all the smelly hippies who have the goal to be protesting outside of ICE facilities. Go home, smelly hippies. Or, I don't know, conversely, develop some sort of interest in the safety of your fellow citizens.
Yeah.
You absolutely. Anyway, I could probably find you 500
No, say
more
it.
examples
Say it.
of exactly this kind of a story where
Say the
an
mean
asylum
thing.
seeker or an illegal migrant or even a
Say
legal
the mean thing. I don't give a
migrant
shit.
who has chosen not to assimilate has harmed somebody in our communities. And then there are the citizens who are repeat violent offenders, who at some point should have been caught by the system, but instead have been let out and have gone on to very much hurt other people. These human beings are the very reason why I will never stop being pro-capital punishment. That might be upsetting to some of you, but I think that firing squads can solve many problems. I'm just saying. Only a few days ago in New York City,
Or at least,
a man
you know,
with
yeah,
18 prior...
Again, at least at some point, you should be getting life in prison for enough repeat offense for violent enough crimes, right? Like at a certain point, it's just no, you're just life in prison, right? At a certain point, it's just yeah.
Arrest, who had only just been arrested for assault and released 2 days earlier, threw a police officer onto train tracks. In October 2024, another man with 21 prior arrests was charged after randomly assaulting an 81-year-old woman. Similarly, an 85-year-old woman was brutally assaulted when a man with at least 9 prior arrests that included violence against women forced his way into her home. In June 2024, a man was hacked to death with a machete by a career criminal who had been let out no less than 11 other times. The criminal had been charged with arson, assault, attempted murder, and unlawful carry of a weapon. And this also goes on and on and on and on. In fact, most of the examples that I am using here are only from the last month or so, and when my friend and I were collecting stories for this video, we were both getting very, very distressed just finding out how much this happens and how common it is and how awful the crimes are that are being committed.
Oh,
Hey, it's time for a serious video puppy break. Shall I join you in searching for something outside? Oh, we're looking? We are looking outside. Beautiful times, children, beautiful times. Don't punch my window. So there are many questions that persist, but one of the biggest ones is, why does it take a young woman being stabbed to death on public transport
Damn,
by
that
a
Welkin is after my
14-time
ass.
repeat
He
offender
hates me.
for officials to care? And why are we being gaslit? And I hate that term, but I do
Fucking
think it's
pissed.
applicable here. Why are we being gaslit by officials and these authorities and these justice advocates who keep downplaying what is happening and hiding the violence of offenders behind the veil of mental health? Why do these people keep prioritizing progressivism and compassion over the actual physical safety of others? And you know what I find actually really depressing about this is
Well, then I'll play
this
Ratty.
isn't a new position. This has been going on for a very, very long time. When I was doing my undergraduate degree a million years ago, I actually majored in criminology with the intention of going into law, which I didn't do, sorry mom and dad. But when I was doing my criminology degree, you would have kids.
Oh my God.
in
Wow, he
my
is really
classes
after
who
me,
would
dude.
make the
He is
same arguments.
exclusively
we need to be
after me.
compassionate. We need to prioritize rehabilitation. We need to prioritize the thoughts and feelings of offenders. And I used to sit there thinking, what is wrong with you? What do you mean? Violent offenders, a lot of them, I don't think can be rehabilitated. I don't know why this is the emphasis that we place on so much of this. It drives me crazy. And because we love to add insult to injury here on this channel, politicians and police forces and the justice system are focusing on all the wrong things. Are we surprised? Not really. UK cops focus their attention on catching catcallers. That is, I'm not joking. Or covering up grooming gangs because they don't want to be called racist. Australian politicians are asking people to hand in their machetes to drop-off points instead of addressing who is doing the macheteing, for lack of a better descriptor. American officials like to go the extra step and actually arrest people who step in to defend others, like Daniel Penny, for example. On that front, an American guy actually was recently stabbed in the face after he stepped in to defend 2 women in Dresden, Germany, who were being harassed by 2 Syrian nationals. Of course, that young man was dragged in the media for being anti-immigration and racist when he said that Germany has a migrant problem. Except, Where's the lie? Germany does have a migrant problem. It's actually at the forefront of many of their elections, just like it is in France and in Sweden and in many other European
after
countries.
my fucking ass.
And in Germany's case, you have women who are being brutalized, just living, walking down the street, existing. You have terrorists committing terrorist acts by driving cars into Christmas parades.
They are
and
furious
perhaps
with
the
me.
most depressing part of that realization is that officials spend more
just
time
absolutely hate
punishing
me.
people who speak out against these things
Hold on, I need
than
to go
they
back.
do actually addressing them. So the deeper issue here is a justice system that fails in criminology with the intention of going into law, which I didn't do, sorry mom and dad. But when I was doing my criminology degree, you would have kids in my classes who would make these same arguments. Oh, we need to be compassionate, we need to prioritize rehabilitation, we need to prioritize the thoughts and feelings of
Rehabilitation sounds
offenders. And I
great,
used to
right?
sit there thinking, what is wrong with you? What do you mean? Violent offenders, a
sounds
lot
great.
of them, I don't think can be rehabilitated. I don't know why this is the emphasis that we place on so much of this. It drives me crazy. And because we love to add insult to injury here on this channel, politicians and police forces and the justice system are focusing on all the wrong things. Are we surprised? Not really. UK cops focus their attention on catching catcallers. That is, I'm not joking. Or covering up grooming gangs because they don't want to be called racist.
They have a Stego Antichrist there,
Australian
and no one will
politicians
lose
are
it.
asking people to hand in their
I should have played
machetes
something
to
like that.
drop off points instead of addressing who is doing the macheteing, for lack of a better descriptor. American officials like to go the extra step and actually arrest people who step in to defend others, like Daniel Penny, for example. On that front, an American guy actually was recently stabbed in the face after he stepped
Yeah,
in
no
to
man,
defend
either.
2 women in Dresden, Germany, who were being harassed by 2 Syrian nationals. Of course, that young man was dragged in
Stego
the
Antichrist
media
era?
for
What are you
being
supposed to do?
anti-immigration and racist when he said that Germany has a
think we
migrant
had either of
problem.
those. I should've been.
Except, where's the lie? Germany does have a migrant problem. It's actually at the forefront of many.
Yeah, seriously. Focusing on cat collars, you kidding me? How fucking ridiculous. How fucking cucked.
There's no escape from Stego's barrage.
How fucking cucked. Yeah, that Welkin, jeez, he was really after my ass. Yeah, I'll use that. I need to start now. Man, I can't believe I'm already having to actually play. Like I can't just play the hell whenever I want to. I have to actually pick strategically now if I actually want to win. Yeah, I already know how to play Might Striker. Thank you. I know how to play this game. Let's finish this.
Many of their elections, just like it is in France and in Sweden and in many other European countries. And in Germany's case, you have women who are being brutalized, just living, walking down the street, existing. You have terrorists committing terrorist acts by driving cars into Christmas parades.
Yeah.
And perhaps the most depressing part of that realization is that officials spend more time punishing people who speak out against these things than they do actually addressing them. So the deeper issue here is a justice system that fails to act, that allows repeat offenders to walk free, and then punishes its citizens when they happen to notice. And I do want to focus attention squarely on the mass immigration issue for a moment here, because I do think that many of the stupid, terrible policies that are in place, the soft on crime policies that we have in place, have really amplified.
I want to, on the topic of like rehabilitation, that's one thing for like drug abuse, right? Rehabilitation for drug abuse, absolutely. For in certain cases, like someone who's committing theft, right? Not armed robbery, but theft. Sure. Okay. Right? You know, if you notice somebody from a, you know, who is notably disenfranchised from a poor community, and it's like, okay, I can see where it's like you're struggling to find a means to actually earn a living reasonably, and you're doing your best to get by. Let's help you find a way to do so that doesn't involve committing crime and hurting people, right? I can see that as an argument. But for violent crime, no. No, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. No. No. Harsh punishment. Harsh punishment. For violent crime that puts people's safety and lives in danger, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not.
The ill effects of this mass immigration movement. And I will say here that I really do have some quite complicated feelings towards immigration generally, because I know migrants who've come to this country who are great people, who contribute, who have assimilated, who have American friends, and are so about being American and Americanized. And those are the migrants I don't have issue with. You know, if you're coming here to contribute meaningfully and you want to be part of your host country and you want to...
I felt like the way that she talked about the Brits earlier. Luminite, we do have a support. Launch keys, yeah.
Pilot proceeding on board.
To become a citizen of your host country in a way that, you know, you feel pride and nationalism towards that country, that's great. But if your intention is to come here and to build an enclave, you know, we got problems. The answer to the influx of non-assimilating immigration doesn't seem to be to address the problem, but to shame citizens who are alarmed by rising crime and the third worldification of the West. Because let me remind you that the UK has one of the highest rates of acid attacks globally. Let me remind you that FGM is rising in popularity in Western countries. Let me remind you that in my home country, Australia, a mother stabbed her daughter in the back with a kitchen knife because the girl had converted to Christianity and had a boyfriend. And
wait, what?
Objective: secure and submit keys to the central launch site. Control system key generates at point B in 60 seconds.
Death penalty. Death penalty. I had to read that. Death penalty.
this just happened very recently. But I guess, you know, on the plus side, this is a step up from the poor girls who are honor killed and end up hacked up in a suitcase. Then, I guess, we have the added bonus of electing foreign-born people to positions of power who can tell us that the risk is actually just white men. You know, they're just risky to everything.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
That is such a pedantic argument. It's so fucking ridiculous. Fuck you. Thank you for the healing, by the way.
Double kill.
Fuck off. Oh my god.
Key generates at point B. 30 seconds.
Oh man. I just realized I paused the video and I didn't start it back up.
Locking in to harass enemy defense.
There we go.
A personal level, one of the things that has always upset me about crime in general, but more specifically crime perpetrated by migrants and migrant groups, is how judges and justice officials will often chalk their criminality up to cultural differences. And that is a perfect example of the authorities basically throwing justice in the bin for the sake of optics. I have been told time and again that the cultural differences thing isn't actually happening on a justice level, but that is untrue. It is observable. You can find plenty of stories about it. Lots of women especially can testify to this being their experience, and it's been my experience. Many moons ago, and I don't want to get into detail about this.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Not that interesting, but many moons ago, I had the unfortunate experience of being indecently assaulted by a non-Australian person, and as the entire situation progressed, the police inevitably said to me that if it went to court, it would be thrown out for cultural differences. And you know what? They were probably right. They were probably right, because we have seen that very situation play out time and time and time.
Oh wow, I died fast.
These cases are not remotely challenging to find.
It is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. I would go so far as to say that any judge who is guilty of ignoring the law and the safety of citizens for insane bullshit like that, I think they should get the death penalty too. I think people in positions of power and authority like that deserve to have the utmost level of accountability and consequences for their poor behavior. I think people in positions of power like that, when they have demonstrated a willingness to maliciously abuse that authority, deserve the ultimate consequences. Maybe not always death penalty, but truly the harshest consequence possible. Truly. The harshest we can, you know.
Locking in to harass enemy defense.
Two keys? Oh, how? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna lose this one. Yikes. Yep, there it goes. Oh, we still have a chance.
Key generates at point A in 30 seconds. Narukami, moving in to get some cover.
I feel like I should just... I don't have any fucking drones for this either. Ugh.
Key generated at point A. Enemy down.
Oh.
Target required. Stabilizing. Key generates at point B in 30 seconds. Warning. Enemy secure key. Intercept now. Enemy down.
Oh, what? Was it just from kills? Ugh.
Defeat.
I did my best.
But one that all of you might remember happened in 2016 in Germany
SVP.
and involved a group of Afghan and Syrian migrants who were acquitted of SA because their defense argued that they were not aware of German cultural norms around consent.
That is not... That excuse does not fly anywhere else in the fucking world. It doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. Cultural norms my fucking ass. Shit to...
Oh, I hate it here. This is insane, not only because it alienates victims, but because it also teaches offenders that this is a viable excuse under the law. If you don't understand the culture of the place that you've gone to live, to the extent that you're committing crimes within that culture, you shouldn't live in that country. It shouldn't be this rule for this group and this rule for this group. That's honestly very antithetical to a functional, harmonious society, and yet for some reason it's this weird place that we're kind of existing in right now. And it's time for another puppy break. You can hear him in the background. Do you have an opinion on bananas? Do you have an opinion on squirrels?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
sort of
Lots
at
of
this
opinions on
weird
squirrels.
crossroads here where the more that politicians and the media and officials and whoever downplay what is happening right in front of our eyes, the angrier and angrier that the general population gets. And the irony is that it doesn't actually help migrants. It doesn't actually help offenders. It just makes people angrier and angrier and angrier towards these specific groups. So that's why my position here is simply that we shouldn't have to live like this. Women and girls should not be stabbed to death coming home from a party just having fun on a night out. Women shouldn't have to carry lethal and non-lethal weapons to protect themselves out.
I do think it should be more common for women to carry firearms. The great equalizer. I do think it should be more common. Well, actually, no, never mind. I take it back. Because I watched the shoe on head video on Charlie Kirk, right? But I also saw way more before that. And all I can say is, she had a point when she brought up the fact that the majority of those people celebrating his assassination and celebrating the murder of an innocent person that they just disagree with, the majority were women. So it's like, I'm 50-50 on that now. I used to believe that women across the board should all have a firearm, right? But now I'm less certain about that.
In the world, because men are no longer able to defend them, because if they do, they themselves are murdered or they end up in prison, again, like in the case of Daniel Penny. It's probably worth noting that non-lethal weapons are illegal in places like Australia and the UK, just by the way. And officials in Canada have point-blank told people to just let other people rob you as not to die in the process. By the way, I don't think it should be this way where we have to carry weapons, but I do think that if you have the ability to, you should, and obviously just know how to use them, because you know, you don't want to do something stupid, especially with a pew pew stick, you know, because those things are dangerous. The bottom line for me is that it's incredibly upsetting and frustrating watching elected officials and people in the justice system deny what's happening, to tell us that there's no problem. It feels like they are both denying reality, and again, I hate this word, but really gaslighting the population, because a lot of this is observable and a lot of it's happening to people at a higher and higher frequency. And you know, I actually think it's totally mad to disarm your population and then force them to rely on a very broken policing and justice system for protection. But more than that, sweeping the safety and security of your citizens under the rug in order to avoid looking racist is asinine. And endangering people for the sake of optics or feelings is suicidal behavior. Despite the arguments that I am making here and the way that I have presented this video, I do think that it's worth saying that I do have conflicted feelings about more policing and more regulation and more law. Because I do come from a country that loves to make laws around everything, whether it solves a problem or not. And I want to be clear that I don't really know where the line is on some of this. I don't know how many laws need to be passed to ensure that society can go back to being polite and respectful and where people act correctly. I don't know how I feel about politicians having more power. I don't know how I feel about police having more power, because, as I have said previously in other videos, my life objective is to be left the hell alone. But I do think that we can say with relative certainty that had better written laws existed, and when I say better written, I don't necessarily mean ones that infringe upon people's civil liberties or whatever, but had better laws existed, maybe Arena would be alive. And maybe if European countries stopped demonizing their native populations and their citizens for feeling frustrated by and noticing and having something to say about the terribleness associated with mass immigration, particularly the mass immigration that circles this group of fighting-aged young men from really third world countries, maybe little girls wouldn't have to run around with weapons. Although maybe not, because they are Scottish. And I don't know about you guys, but I have met Scottish people, and they are their own brand of crazy. But they do have very cute accents, so I'm not judging. You're not right in the heat! Man, I want to go back to Scotland and touch a rock. Anyway, at the end of the day, I know I've talked about immigration a lot in this video. This isn't just about immigration. It's obviously about crime. It's about the way that we deal with crime. It's about the fact that we should not have to exist in a society that basically puts the needs of criminals above the needs of law-abiding citizens. This is about a justice system. This is about leaders who have lost their way, prioritizing appearances over the fundamental duty to protect. And we honestly deserve a lot better. So in the end, not only do citizens deserve a lot better, but also the law-abiding immigrants who have come to their host countries to assimilate and to become one with the native population as well. Because these people, bear in mind, are also being extremely negatively affected by the immigrants who don't do the right thing. And all of this is leading to social degradation, it's leading to a lack of social cohesion, and like I titled this video, and like I've already said, we should not have to live like this. Yeah. So on that very happy and pleasant note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out FreeSpoke using the link in the description. I am really glad that they are the sponsor for this video, because I actually think that they're extremely necessary in this period of time where information is very hard to come by, and I really, really like what they stand for, and so I am very much excited for a bunch of you to give them a go. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you on my side of this issue, where you're just honestly kind of exhausted by all of this, and you are so sick and tired of hearing about all of the ways that we're being failed by not just the justice system, but by our officials who don't seem to care about the interests of Native citizens? What do you think of the issues surrounding mass and illegal immigration? Do you think that this is not that big of a deal, that really it's being painted unfairly? Do you think that it is a big deal and actually we should be doing more about it? What do you think of the case surrounding Irina? Did it affect you in the same way that it affected a lot of us, where it brought you a tremendous amount of sadness? Do you think that laws could have prevented this from happening? Do you think this sort of behavior is inevitable in the societies that we live in? And what you generally make of this issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Of course, on that note, I hope you wonderful little spoonbill noodleheads stay safe and well. I think a spoonbill is a bird of some description. Anyway, I hope you stay safe and well, little bird people, and I will see your wonderful little chicken faces in the next video.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I think I will call that it for the night. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch you later.